Good morning, everybody, and thank you for being here. As proud partners with IVC, I'd like to welcome you all to this summit. And I want to also congratulate Rajat and his team at IVCA for putting this together annually and upping the bar every year with the kind of conversation that happens here, with the quality of participation and the kind of dialogue that happens here. Now, in terms of this summit, this platform today, contextually, there couldn't have been better timing. And I say that because of three reasons. The first, of course, is because India seems to be at like a center of gravity for all things technology and startup and innovation and ideation and climate and so on and so forth. That's the first reason. I mean, just last month, we had two large conferences. We had the Mumbai Climate Week, which happened, the Climate Week is a huge event. And the first time first time in Asia, and the obvious choice was India, and you had the sort of marquee names that attended that conference. And again, then the Grand AI Summit again happened last month, which was attended by global tech giants, Indian business leaders, global business leaders, all of them drawing attention to India, like I said, as the center of gravity of high technology and deep tech and AI and what have you. And also to sit together and ideate in India, not just for India, but also ideate sitting in India for the world as a whole. So that's the first reason in terms of contextually, in terms of timing for this summit to be taking place right now. So that's the first reason. The second reason, of course, is that I think private markets and startups and technology and deep tech and AI, I think have come of age in India. I mean, look at the kind of conversations we had in the panel on secondary markets. I mean, that's the kind of sort of evolved conversations that we're beginning to have. So that's the second reason why contextually, in a timing sense, this coming of age of private market investing is the second reason why I think this is great timing for this summit to happen. The third, of course, is more recent. I think it's the geopolitical environment today. That makes a great setting for all of us to meet here and ideate about what is it that we want to sort of as a group, as stakeholders in the startup ecosystem, in the private market ecosystem, what is it that we want to double down upon, and what is it that we want to sort of think a little more about, be more careful about. So I think those three reasons makes for a great setting for this, platform today. Now, we at IDFC First Bank, and we've been a part of the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem for a while now, for about 2 or 3 years. We believe in this segment, and I wanted to sort of take you through, let's say, a 10-minute presentation on a bank's perspective, on how banks, and especially IDFC First Bank's perspective, on how banks can move from being maybe strong adjacents to the entire ecosystem to being an integral part of the startup and private market investing ecosystem. So I have a brief presentation here. All of you know this far better than I do. I mean, there's been furious growth in startups in India. The startup ecosystem in India is already 4%, 140 billion of a 3.5 trillion economy, and it's growing at a very furious pace. We now have over 200,000 DPIT registered startups, and this is all going to only grow. The 2027 projections, we should be in a couple of years be at 280,000 startups. And also the private investing, the financial sponsors, the VCP has also seen a tremendous amount of growth. That's another way of depicting that. There's been a 48% CAGR in the growth in startups in India. And it's not just the number that's grown. It's also the quality of innovation, the quality of ideas at scale that has grown in India, which is truly heartening. Now, one of the things, and also I think the whole startup ecosystem is in a sort of a Goldilocks scenario, because there are many variables which have positively aligned to support the ecosystem, whether, like I said, it's the quality of innovation, the quality of ideation, the quality of startups, whether it's the spate of IPOs that happened last year, whether it is the maturity, like I said, of the financial sponsors group, the VCs, the Ps, or whether it's the government support, which is giving that extra tailwind, that extra impetus to the whole ecosystem to grow very fast. I think all the variables are aligning themselves very positively, and I think the whole ecosystem is in a sort of a Goldilocks scenario. this is, this is CGSS, another of government's initiatives to make sure that banks, like I said, move from being strong adjacents to being an integral part of the startup ecosystem. And it's not just this, just today, there have been a couple of announcements. Now, I haven't been through them in detail, but whether it is the change in FDI norms, which is a very positive sort of move, or whether it's the PFRDA announcing on the participation of NPS with AIFs, I think there is a lot of positive development. There's a lot of positive support from all quarters in the government. Now, a little about the bank. We were formed by the merger of an NBFC called Capital First and IDFC Bank. The point here is that we are a fairly young bank. We are less than 10 years in operation as a bank in its current form. So we are a challenger bank, and we have, in the last 8 or 9 years, grown tremendously. We now have 280,000 crores of deposits, 280,000 crores of lending. And this kind of growth in these 7-8 years has been possible only by us thinking digital first, by intrinsically being a digital bank. And that's what is, we have a very healthy CASA ratio. We have, 1,000 plus branches just in the 7-8 years. Now, like I said, so the last 7-8 years, now we've become a full suite universal bank. We have the entire stack of products, whether it's corporate lending, whether it's supply chain financing, whether it's retail lending solution, credit cards, wealth management, trade finance. The entire stack of products is what IDFC brings to its customers. Now, as far as the startup segment is concerned, like I said, we've been involved. We've been a very involved participant in the startup ecosystem. We believe in the segment. Now, there are two fundamental pillars on which we base our startup banking, or the new economy group banking, like we call it inside the bank. There are two fundamental pillars. One, of course, is to get products and solutions, banking products and solutions that are unique and curated to address the specific needs of the startup segment. That's the first thing, obviously, to bring curated, unique banking products and solutions. But the other fundamental pillar of how we run our new economy group or startup banking is with platforms like this, by participating in the ecosystem and not just being a banking partner to startups, but also being their business partner, of getting all stakeholders together on one platform, and many such platforms like this, whether it's the startups themselves, whether the innovators, the ideators, the investors, and in many cases, the policymakers and government on one platform to sort of ideate about the future. So not just banking products and solutions, which are unique for the startup segment, but also fundamentally to bring business growth opportunities to startups. Now, I have a brief video which sort of encapsulates what we do for the startup segment and the two fundamental pillars, like I told you, about not just bringing curated banking product solutions, but also helping startups in growing their business. I hope you enjoy the video.
इनसे मिलिए, a budding entrepreneur. इनके पास आज एक solid idea है.
मगर सर, इस solid idea को execute करना बहुत tough.
Yes. लेकिन अगर पार्टनर सही हो तो सफर आसान हो जाता है. Welcome to IDFC First Bank. यहाँ आपको स्टार्टअप से रिलेटेड हर बैंकिंग सर्विस मिलेगी.
सर, बैंकिंग तो ठीक है, लेकिन स्टार्टअप को ग्रो करने के लिए और भी बहुत कुछ चाहिए.
करेक्ट. इसलिए फर्स्ट विंग्स स्टार्टअप बैंकिंग प्रोग्राम. इस प्रोग्राम की मदद से आपको मेंटर्स भी मिलेंगे और उनके एक्सपीरियंस से सीखने का मौका भी.
सर, व्हाट्स नेक्स्ट?
I'll show you. Come. और सोचिए स्टार्टअप वर्ल्ड के प्लेयर्स जैसे कि फाउंडर्स और इन्वेस्टर्स की कम्युनिटी में आपको जगह भी मिले. इस लॉन्च में इंटरैक्शंस भी होंगे और फंड रेजिंग की अपॉर्चुनिटीज भी आपको मिल सकती है. हाँ, क्या पार्टनर? वरना सफर थोड़ा सा आसान. So, the stage is yours. Go and shine. Come on.
First Wings Startup Banking Program by IDFC First Bank. The plan for your plans.
So like the video, thank you. So like the video pointed out, startups को grow करने के लिए banking नहीं और भी बहुत कुछ चाहिए is what the video was about. Like I said, not just banking product solutions which are curated and unique, but also ideas of business growth and engagements of business growth. So coming to the product and solution side of it, we have specific solutions for the entire spectrum of startups, whether they're early stage. When you're early stage, the needs are very different. You probably need a startup current account, a no-lien current account, maybe a business credit card, a small working capital solutions, and so on and so forth. As the startups grow, we have solutions for them. Their lending requirements are different from early stage startups, and we recognize that. Whether it's large ticket lending, whether it's API banking solutions, treasury solutions, and trade finance, we have specific solutions that that address the needs of growth stage and mature stage startups. Not just that, we have a financial sponsors group which is dedicated to two things. One is, what is it that we can do for the financial sponsors, for the Ps and the VCs, and what is it that we can do with them for their portfolio companies? And we've thought through the entire sort of spectrum of all stakeholders in the financial sponsors ecosystem, whether it's GPs and LPs, whether it's the fund itself, whether it's the IM entity, whether it's the portfolio companies. We've thought through that, and we believe that we have product and solutions that are uniquely sort of aligned to their needs. Again, this is the sort of thinking through that has gone into creating product and solutions for VCs and Ps, for the fund, separately for the fund, for the IM entity, for portfolio startups. Even for the financial sponsors, it's not just banking product and solutions, it's also ecosystem engagement, which is all important for not just the Ps and the VCs like yourself, but also for your portfolio companies. We have several programs that we run throughout the year. Now, my favorite is the one the other end of this semicircle, which says First Symphony, and I'd like to sort of indulge you for another 2 minutes on a video that amply brings out, I think, on what is it that we can do apart from banking product solutions and more towards the ecosystem engagement side and bringing people together.
At IDFC First Bank, we've always believed in partnering with startups and their growth journey. First Wings program, which is a founder success program focused on founders, tech entrepreneurs to help them in their journey of growth.
Fantastic example of what a high-quality enterprise customer and enterprise institution should do to engage with startups.
Forum like this actually crunches the whole hierarchy and brings everybody right from the chairperson of the organization to the operating leader in the room with the startup founder who can take decisions, who can pitch, who can modulate and then take things forward.
Getting to hear directly from the leaders, which we take usually months to chase.
To be able to meet all the decision makers in one room is extremely helpful.
It's very difficult for them to get the same level of attention, even if they tried over 10 times, whereas in 1 or 2 hours, they're able to get that attention from 10 or 15 of the top executives of IDFC First.
The opportunity to collaborate is immense. We are trying to kind of look at opportunities in the way in which we can both collaborate, we can co-create, co-innovate to unlock value. Bloom Ventures has supported this through and through, and he's been a very able supporter and partner in this journey that IDFC First Bank has embarked upon. We are just not a banker, we are a partner for growth for them. That's at the heart, that's at the core of how we want to run startup banking for startups and founders.
So that's our playbook, not just a banking partner, but also a business growth partner. With that, I want to thank all of you for being here today. And I again want to congratulate IVCA, and I want to tell them that we are very happy and glad to be partnering with them in putting this together. Thank you, and have a great day ahead.